Creating content is really hard. You have to brainstorm ideas for the content. You have to capture the content. You have to create the content. You have to edit the content. You have to get the content approved. And finally, you have to distribute the content on all social media platforms. But what if I told you that one piece of content could produce you 5, 10, or even 20 pieces of content? And that the days of staring at a blank page are over. Today, I'm breaking down GaryVee's content model that helped him produce 84 pieces of content from one pillar content, and how contractors like you can do the same. With that said, let's get started. So what is GaryVee's content model? In a nutshell, his content model starts by creating or documenting one piece of pillar content, or also known as long-form content. Long-form content could be a podcast, a keynote presentation, or a Q&A. And don't worry, because I'll be sharing with you pillar content that you can create for your construction company. Now, from his one piece of pillar content comes 20, 50, or even 84 pieces of content. This bite-sized content that was leveraged from the one pillar content is referred to as either micro content or short form content. Examples of micro content could be short articles, short form video, quotes, memes, rants, thought leadership, and text-based content. So his process in a nutshell is one pillar content which produces tons of micro content, and then his team actually focuses on reformatting and then distributing the content on all major platforms. Now, if you want to access or analyze more of GaryVee's model in more detail, in the description, I'm going to be including a link that takes you to his website where there's a slide deck created actually breaking down this full plan in detail. All right, so you may be thinking right now, okay, Jonathan, this is great for Gary and his team, but how do I do this for my construction company? Well, the first step is to create or document your pillar content. Pillar content ideas for contractors could come from an interview an executive did on a construction podcast, an internal podcast where leaders in the company discuss aspects of the industry, a keynote that a leader from your company did at an industry association event, a recording of your CEO's talk at an all-hands meeting or a weekly team meeting, or a job site walk with a project manager or a superintendent talking about aspects of the project and the team. Now, if the first three ideas aren't an option for you, I definitely think that the last two are doable for every contractor. All right, now let's talk about step 2, creating your micro content. To make this section easier to understand and digest, I will use a CEO's talk at an all-hands meeting as my example for my pillar content. And let's assume that we have about 30 minutes of video content from this talk. And let's say that the topics that were covered were around growth, culture, mission, and people spotlights. With about a 30-minute talk, I would probably shoot for around 10 pieces of short-form video content for YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikTok, where each video is around 30 to 60 seconds long. All right, so far we have 10 pieces of content. Then I would reformat those 10 short form videos into long form social media content for a platform like LinkedIn. And I would also add in a project photo as supporting media for the content. All right, so far we're at 20 pieces of content. So after that, I would find the 5 best quotes from the talk and create quote graphics with those statements. And then I would leverage social media copywriting to flesh out more of that statement. All right, so now we're currently at 25 pieces of content. Now, if you're okay with publishing the entire video for everyone to see, I would publish it on your company YouTube channel. And if you want to take it a step further, I would upload it on an internal company podcast and even create a short blog write-up on the topics that were covered in that talk. And with that, you have 3 additional pieces of content that you can use. It's absolutely crazy that this one 30-minute talk from your CEO generates 28 pieces of content. And here's something I've learned to be true about this model. Short-form content is what gets your audience in the door, but long-form content is what gets them to stay. If your long-form or pillar content is quality, it will make everything else easier and better. And there you have it, how you can leverage and implement GaryVee's content model for your construction company. If you build this strategy today, I guarantee you'll never look back. All right, so here's my question for you. Which pillar content option are you going to leverage for your construction company? Let me know in the comments. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. With that said, we'll see you in the next one.